Episode. My guest today is Dinah Leffert. We're going to be talking about the press conference today with Rudy Giuliani, Oni, whatever. Don't matter. He's got the drips coming down. Coming down. Is this meant to happen? Or is it not?
The Interviewer with Beef Tech.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
We're talking about the Trump team doing their stuff. We're going to show some clips. If I could cue it up good enough just to kind of see what's going on. Okay, hold on. It takes me a second here. We'll look at a couple clips here I pulled. Okay, let's see what this one is. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go back. Look at that.
Oh, honey, your pantyhose is running.
Oh my God, can you believe that? Hold on, let's go to another clip here. Look at that shit.
He's working hard for the people.
I mean, if you look at that right there. That's, how do you not know that's dripping down your face? I mean, seriously, what do you think?
And you see him wiping his face and his forehead and everything but the sides.
I mean, okay, wait, there he is. He's back. He's back to normal. Okay, he's wiping down. What I found,
wiping everything but the sides. Like, that's not where.
Let me see if I have another. What's this one here? This is from
it's like
Fox.
that. It's like that Brady Bunch episode where the kid's collar is up and you just want to put the collar down. Like, I just want to wipe the sides of his sideburns so bad.
Well, the thing with that is, like, okay, he's dripping, he's sweating his ass off.
Working hard for the people, man.
He's working hard, but how come no one else is sweating? What's up with that?
Because he wants $20,000 per day to do that. So he's selling not only the American people as hard as he can, but he's selling Trump as hard as he can for that $20,000 a day to do that.
And with that $20,000 a day, I found out the real reason why this happened.
What's the real reason?
This was to get on mainstream media. Don't tell anybody about this. This is all they've been talking about all day long, is this the drips. You know what I mean? What do you think about that theory? He did this on purpose.
I mean, we are here talking about it. So he did get our attention. Do you remember when Rudy Giuliani was the most respected person in America after 9/11 in 2001? Like, what happened?
What happened is, I don't know. He started working with Trump, and no one likes Trump. You know.
But it's not just Trump. Like, it's him. It's how he. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's how he's seen inside of a new context, and the context is bad.
Well,
but I'm thinking, like, he would have been better off if I just come over there with my waterproof mascara and go down, like, on each side of his head, because there's so many times where, like, I cried and I spoke through my tears, and then I looked at my face later and it was just like run down my face. Why didn't anybody tell me?
But if you
so at least as a female, it's kind of nice to see a male having a similar, you know what I'm saying? Having a similar situation. It's like, that's crying. As close as you're going to get.
He's very sad. Sad because of Trump. It's a sad time right now. Giuliani is just crying through his hair.
Well, I didn't know how they were going to top themselves from the parking lot, manscaping parking lot that they had their last. I said landscaping, not mans. That's when you shave your balls.
Yeah, that's
landscaping.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, how are they going to top it? Well, Rudy Giuliani, you just topped it.
Well, answer this. Why was he the only one sweating?
Working hard for the American people.
No, I
That's
mean,
all.
seriously, he was sweating. No one else was sweating. And the other two people, the other two lawyers were looking at him and they
Oh,
saw the drips. They saw
okay.
those drips.
I know what happened. I can answer all this. Adderall. He
Really?
was respected. Then he got with Trump, and Trump started chopping up the Adderall. They started snorting it. It's like legal meth, so it's like you're gonna sweat.
But I mean, I think he, okay, listen.
I think
check this
he's
out.
full of shit. Okay, it's bullshit. Okay,
What?
those are
What's
bullshit. Like Marissa Tomei in My Cousin Vinny. Those
Yeah.
are bullshit questions, or however she said it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, he used a 30-year-old reference.
Nothing wrong with that. The guy's 76 years old, right? That was like in his prime time when that movie came out.
You know? Who knew that he aspired his entire being a lawyer career after My Cousin Vinny, but that is his inspiration.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to knock that movie. That movie is pretty fire. Like, I still think about Marissa Tomei, like, every time, like, my biological clock is ticking, there's that scene where she's just like, you know, I'm not even going to do it justice. But, like, that movie is impactful. So I can see why Rudy's with the I was going to say with the Giuliani. Rudy's with the Rudy is so down with Vinny because he's a Giuliani. Like, that's how it goes.
Yeah, I guess so. But it just, you know, as a conspiracy theory type of guy, this didn't seem right with those drips. I mean,
you think it was planned?
I think it was planned. I do. Here, let's pull a clip about a month ago of him doing an interview. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, because if you look at some of these other clips, he doesn't have any. Okay, so you look at his hair right there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're right, because this has never happened before. This is the first time it's happened.
Oh God! Come on, YouTube. They don't want me to do
you know,
see, well, look how no, like you see right here. Do you see the arrow?
Yeah.
Okay, right around here is dark. Okay, you go to another clip of him. I'm gonna have to pull one up really quick.
But hold on. Before you leave, did you see those eyes? Those are Adderall eyes.
Wait, hold on. Something's going on. I don't know.
Those eyes? Those like.
Hold on. This guy is pricking. This guy is. Hold on. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to edit all this shit out. Okay. Hold on here. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
That last clip where you could see the mascara. I mean, you could see the dye.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was saying those are Adderall eyes. But I was saying like that's why he's sweating. But I think he's sweating because he's lying to the American people, and it's so absurd that even when you listen to him speak, he's so nervous when he's saying it. It's like he's trying to sell something he himself doesn't believe at this point.
You think so?
That's what
I don't know. They had a lot of evidence on there on the.
Yeah, but the only evidence of fraud so far is the dye pouring down the side of Rudy Giuliani's face. That's the only fraud so far. He came into that meeting with like dark hair, and he came out a bald salt and pepper guy with drips down his face. That's
true. Let me see. Look at this clip here. Oh, it's kind of blurry. I don't know. It doesn't. Oh, this is the same. This is the same meeting. Sorry, that was my fault.
It's the same meeting.
Yeah, that's the same one.
That is the meeting.
Okay, hold on. I got to find one that. Let's see. A lot of those drip stories are happening right now. Here's one from a while ago. Just look how gray he is. Look at that. You know what I mean? That's not dark at all.
Right. Like, why is he suddenly trying to go dark when he's already shown his gray? So you're saying he did this on purpose.
Yeah. To get press on the mainstream media for this particular topic. So then what they could do, I already saw an article on the Independent talking about the drips. But
how are you going to time sweating? How are you going to time the drips?
because they have to, once they mention the drips, then they're gonna mention the press conference eventually, you know, in some kind of article.
Right.
Do you think this is true?
No. Obviously, we're here talking to each other about it because of the drips. Okay.
It
No
worked.
drips, no talk. It worked. So yeah, do they come up with these kinds of ruses? Is it beyond them? I'm with you. Of course it's not beyond them. It's, if they did plan the drips, honestly, I have nothing but respect for it. That is hilarious. Thank you for the entertainment. You're going out with
With the drips.
I don't even know. You're going out with the drips.
He's
like
dripping
what
out.
a way to end. You know, you're in a porn star parking lot, manscaping. Next, you're dripping. Like, it is the saddest, most hilarious downfall of the end of the worst 4 years of any presidency I've ever seen. Like, it is honestly fantastic. Thank you so much for the entertainment. These guys, I just really feel bad that Rudy Giuliani at the end of his career has to go out like this.
Yeah, it's
okay.
okay.
Like, be careful who your friends are, okay?
So
Your friends can hurt you.
evidence too on this, you know, another point here about, I forgot what this lawyer's name is right here, but she's pretty much staring at the drips. You know what I mean? Look at her eyes. She's looking right at that drip. And she
That's
didn't
what I'm
say
saying.
one
She has
thing.
it's the same look that I had in my face where it's like, I could have done a better job with my waterproof mascara on the back of your head, on the sides of your head. Like, he barely has any hair left. So why are they're both trying to look young when they're, you know what I mean? Like, he's orange, his orange Cheeto, and then this guy is trying to put fake dripping dye. Like, what is the point of that? That's the fraud. That's what I'm saying. Like, be yourself. Like, that is the fraud right there.
I mean, it's I don't know, because you see these other people. I saw this other posting up on YouTube, you know, just saying, you know, it seems like a lot of people think it's an accident, you know what I mean? And that's where I don't think it is. I mean,
You think it's a calculated ruse to get us talking.
check
And
it
here
out.
we are.
Okay, here we go. We got two things. The drips came and there were heavy drips. He's never, far as some other clips, he doesn't usually spray his hair with dye, with that
Right.
spray stuff. And then you had some of the other lawyers looking at the drips,
Uh-huh.
and they didn't say anything.
So let's go over the meeting where they decided, like, let's go with your theory that they did this on purpose. And there's like, is it Rudy by himself coming up with this ruse? Is it he was rewatching My Cousin Vinny? Aha, I know how to win the case.
That might have been it. He just watched that movie. And look at the time frame. They were already in the meeting for like an hour, press conference, hour and 20 minutes before the drip started happening. They got all their evidence out there. Some other people spoke, and then the drip started happening at the very end. And you know what I mean? It's the timing. And he was sweating his ass off before he went up there, and he was wiping his face. But then he wiped a little bit around the drips. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I got it.
He was touching everything but the part where he needed to wipe off. It was this.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, it was like, no, Rudy right here, Rudy. The sides.
And then you look at the size of the drip. That drip size was huge. Huge. I mean, it was like, how do you not know? That was like a good 10 minutes of a drip going down, you know? But like when
we're never ever gonna stop talking about this. Like, that's bigger than the fly. It's bigger than anything so far. You just can't drip dye down your. I just don't understand. Like, is he doing this? I think you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I think you're giving him too much credit, but maybe I'm not giving him enough credit because this is a guy I used to respect in 2001.
Okay, the thing is, they know one thing is mainstream media will not cover any of their stuff because it's already established that they're idiots and they just make a joke out of it. Well, they know that. Might as well go with the drip. You know what I mean? It's perfect. They're going to go with the drip and cover it, you know?
Lean into it. Like, just lean into it. Just go hard or go home. I mean,
Exactly. Look at that.
oh my God, look at that. Oh
How
my
does
gosh.
he? It even has a little mark there from the drip, from the spray, and I don't know. It's just, I think
That's like me in my 5th period class in high school. First time, you know, just getting up out of my seat. My pants are just, it's my first time. Pants are just, people are like, Dinah, like, go change your pants. Do you not see this? I'm like, what?
you didn't feel it.
I mean, I felt like, you know, cramps and stuff, but no, I mean, it happens to every girl at least once in their life where it's just like, oh no, the drips.
I had the drips once, just a little. Okay, I went to the bathroom sitting down to go pee pee, and I missed the toilet bowl and it went all over my pants. And then I had no pants because I was visiting somebody at their house, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? And I just like sucked it up and like I pissed myself. you
Okay,
know.
now I do believe you that he did it on purpose because I think he's trying to like see this humanizes him too much. You know, we're already looking at ourselves. Remember that time I dripped? Like, now he's human, and that see, you're right. Now I agree with you. He did this on purpose. He calculated the drips. He came up with this incredible, he probably watched The Usual Suspects first and then My Cousin Vinny and maybe Carrie. I don't know. But together he came up with this ruse and it's working.
Well, you know, maybe Trump had the idea. Trump's pretty sneaky like that. He goes, oh yeah.
Maybe Melania came up with it.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Is
Like,
she Russian? What the hell is she? She's from Pennsylvania or something? Not Pennsylvania, Transylvania or something.
she's a like Slovakian or
Yeah, that sounds about right.
she's yeah, I don't know.
She's from some weird little town or little country or something like that. But I mean, that I wouldn't put it past her. She, you know,
It's just too much. It's too much. It's like the orange spray tan and then Giuliani with the drips. It's like just, and then they're projecting onto all this evidence of fraud. And it's like, yo, like everyone knows what projection is.
what I don't understand about Trump is he does the orange spray tan, but then he does his hair the same color, which I just don't understand why.
He doesn't just go fire red.
He should, you know, maybe put some color in there. I mean, it's too much.
Like
with
a
the
flame.
orange.
It would be so
It's
sick
like,
if he just did like a flame where it's like that balayage. That's like one color goes into the other color, goes into the other color, like a flame. That
it's
would
like
be
that. What's
sick.
that cartoon thing from back in the '60s? Is like Flame Maker or whatever. They had the different weather people. What's that? God damn! What's that show called? The Weather Maker or something like that? Whereas it's like a blend with his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
That's what I'm
that would be a caricature. You know what I mean? That would be perfect for a Trump thing. Yeah. Hi.
My phone's dying. I have to plug it in.
Okay. Are you? Is that what you're using?
Yeah, because I locked myself out of my computer with like firewall. Oh, is that
no.
why? Did you just realize why I had so much trouble getting on here?
No.
Because I'm on mobile?
No. It's people. I've done it before that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So these guys are, whether they did it on purpose or not, they're getting the attention. It's still pretty ridiculous.
I mean,
Of
and the thing is with the hair dye was like black. He didn't even try to go brown. You would think you would go brown. You know what I mean?
It might have been like a dark brown, like my hair. Like
I don't
that's what it
know.
kind of looks like that dark shoe. It looks like he just used shoe polish.
Something. It looked like it was. I can't really zoom it in, but that looks pretty black. Maybe it is a little brown on his cheek there. You know.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Let's see. Am I upside down?
Yeah. So, what other reasons why would they do something like this, do you think?
What other reason would they do something like this?
Yeah.
The other reason would be like that they didn't plan it and that they're just that you don't try something new. Okay, it's a rookie mistake. Okay, it's like I'm a comedian and I'm performing for industry and I decide to tell all new jokes. Well,
Yeah.
that's dumb. You're gonna bomb because you don't have that familiarity with your jokes when you're nervous, and so you're gonna go. It's like he's doing something like, like I've done stuff like that, or I had like a Disney audition and I wore a slip dress, and they're like, yeah, what was she wearing? Like, my agent called me like, what were you wearing? I was like, it was a slip dress. He's like, it's Disney, Dinah. Like they need to see you in like more like a cover up. You like to them, you were just wearing a slip that goes under a dress. Okay, so we made our mistakes, and it's because I wasn't thinking. And I just think like these guys are not thinking; they're just winging it because they really thought that they were going to win, and they didn't.
Yeah. Well, according to their evidence, they won.
But what's the evidence?
Well, they went through a whole load of stuff, but I can't
Show
remember.
me the evidence.
Well, the thing
Help
is, they
me
can't.
help you.
They can't show a lot of it, but they had, I guess, 10 testimonies on written from different people that worked at the polls, and that was one of their things that they were putting up there on the press conference. They had a whole bunch of stuff, and then the Dominion voting systems and stuff like that. But I don't know all that. I watched the press conference, but there's a lot of information there. And I heard it from the other side saying no, they don't have anything, and that's what's confusing about watching.
But what I gathered was what they basically had was, and this was the whole like my cousin Vinny thing was like, okay, you said you let Republicans in to watch the vote counting, but you only allowed them in from this far. Like in my cousin Vinny, the way that the lawyer won was asking the witness, how many fingers am I holding up? And the witness was like, 3. And the lawyer and Vinny was like, wrong, 1. And then they proved it. Like, basically what he's saying is they couldn't see you didn't let them get close enough. So it's voter fraud. Like what I'm saying is it's all the evidence. There's like a reach. It's like, and that's why he sounds so nervous when he's talking, is because he knows it's such a reach.
Do you think that's why they put the magic potion on his hair there to kind of distract from the reach?
Actually, yes. Now you're convincing me, because I feel like the guy needed something to just, because it's like when you have he's grasping. It's like you got nothing, and your hair is falling, melting. Your hair's melting.
He's melting right there. I mean, he could be like a super villain, Giuliani.
Yeah, this is gonna go down in the most, when it's in infamy, just the notorious Giuliani.
And then he has the super, super villain, Orange Man.
I can already see your Halloween costume for next year. All you have to do is put some drips.
I think
Drip. Everyone's gonna know who you are.
it's going to be a famous thing. This drip thing is going to be, it's going to be huge. It's already all over YouTube already. I mean, and it's like the two super, who's the good guy in this episode? Do you think Biden? Is a super hero? Who do you think is the guy?
Ooh. You're asking the wrong independent. I don't see any heroes. I think maybe
Is it Andrew Cuomo and his brother sidekick Robin?
yeah, I mean, right now I feel heroless. I mean, some people maybe Biden's a hero, but I mean, I just think a lot more people were passionate about Trump and that he was trying, at least in their minds, they were passionate about their choice. Like the rest of us are just like, he's not Trump, same old, same old. Like I just saw today in the Guardian about his pick for the environment, and it's somebody who really, it's like putting the fox in the hen house, like a guy who I can't remember his name offhand right now, but if you check his pick for the head of the environmental, it's just the same, no matter which president you install, it's the same people behind the scenes, the corporations who really are running things. And so that's what people have to understand.
Called super bland. He's super bland. And then what would Trump be? Dr. Orange. And then what would Giuliani drip?
Dr. Drip.
Dr. Drip, Dr. Orange against super bland. It could be great. Now you take this and you put it in a different reality. You take it and you put superhero costumes on Biden. I see silver. I don't know why. Silver tighties. With a big black cape. Super bland. Flying around New York. And then you got Mr. Dr. Orange. He's got spray bottles of tan.
They really do make excellent villains. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Someone's got to be writing something about this, some kind of script. Hey, you should write this one. You should write superhero script. Sell it to Marvel.
I mean, if anyone, it's going to be if it's going to be me, it's going to be a strong female lead. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are going to be, it's going to have to be like Coppola, Harris, and she can be fighting the Orange and Drip.
Dr. Orange.
Dr. Orange and Dr. Drip.
Dr. Drip.
I don't know. I just don't know what happened. It just goes to show you, like, it's like life is chutes and ladders. You could be the most respected person in the country, in the world, and then chutes and ladders all the way to the floor.
That happens. I mean, if you look at any superhero, like what's Two-Face? Wasn't he the district attorney or something like that for Gotham? And then he got his face blown off, and then he got all mean. That's what happened to Giuliani today with the drips. Yeah. He turned into Dr. Drip.
You're right.
He's Dr. He answers to Dr. Orange. They're fighting for evil. So it's interesting. This whole game is, during I don't know where you were during the election, but I was watching this. I was like, what the fuck? And then the next day I'm like, what the fuck? And then the next day I was like, what the fuck? The next day I was like, what the fuck? When is it going to end? It hasn't ended. Anyway, that was a flashback from Iowa caucus. Do you remember Iowa caucus?
What do you mean?
It was the same thing. Oh yeah, but Bernie's going to win. Bernie, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Right. Right, right.
They haven't even finished counting the Iowa caucus yet. You know
Right.
that? Anyway.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, nobody care. People should care because right now it's their guy, so they don't care. But when it's not their guy, and they've allowed all this shit to go on, people should care, no matter who. What they just hate Trump so much they'll cheat, borrow, steal, whatever, to get him out. And I'm not saying like I mean, I'm probably sound like I'm contradicting myself, but there's voter suppression in all these counties, like just leading up to Biden winning. It was like I was a Bernie bro, so I was really just completely what do you call it? Just disenchanted by the whole thing. Like I just stopped giving a shit after seeing what they did to him.
Oh no.
And just disgusted by the Dems and just started, that's when quarantine hit and I'm in California. And so lockdown was really hard. And then my friends from Texas were sending me all these videos and just being like 4:00 in the morning, like, Dinah, oh my God, you have to watch this video. Oh my God, call me back. Trump's trying to save the children. You have to vote for Trump. And I'd be like, what? She's like, watch this video. I'll be like, what? I'm like, first of all, this is not made by anybody respectable. Like if you're watching something that Trump's the hero at the end, but there's no director or producer, or anybody taking credit for the video, it's Trump making it. Trump made that video.
So,
it out.
Okay, what kind of superhero is Bernie then? I'm trying to think. Is he like?
He's like the goodest person ever. He's the guy
Is he
that
like Obi-Wan or something like that?
Yeah, he's more the Obi-Wan guy. Because remember when the bird landed on his podium?
Oh, yes.
It's like nature spoke, okay? And it's just like when the fly landed on Pence. Again, nature spoke.
That was funny. Did you see the SNL skit with that fly? They did a close-up of the fly.
Yes, I was hoping they were going to get Jeff Goldblum, but I guess I'll take Jim Carrey. That's fine.
He does a good Biden, I tell you that.
Yeah, I guess that is the one good thing about Biden is bringing Jim Carrey back to SNL. I'll take it.
Well, Jim Carrey, I guess I saw a documentary about him. I guess he tried out for SNL. They didn't want him back when he first started, and then he tried out for Mad TV. They didn't give him Mad TV. Then he got Living Color, and then But it's funny now he's back. He's doing Saturday Night Live as a guest host. I guess it just goes in circles.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Biden does. He's like a big circle because that's why he's Dr. Bland, Mr. Bland. What is he? Dr. Bland? Super Bland. I don't know. But
super bland. Super
bland.
Not even vanilla. He's the flavor before vanilla. Vanilla is too spicy.
So if like Trump went to Burning Man, what do you think his outfit would be? Like a diaper and a lollipop or something?
Definitely. He would have something. He would have like a, he would have a diaper. He would have his ring pop. He'd be on E. His hair would be pulled back in cornrows. Somebody would just have braided it. Just tiny little wispy cornrows. I think he'd be a better person if he went to Burning Man.
Yeah. I bet they would. Maybe they get in like a threesome. Biden and Trump and
Biden
and Rudy. There's a big old threesome. I wonder who would be on top. Probably Trump.
big old bromance.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, it would just be like, I can't be your friend anymore. I can't even look at you. I can't look at you.
Sorry about that. It happens sometimes. I go a little too far, but
I want to read Giuliani's tell-all after all of this because I feel like he's gonna throw Trump under the bus after all of this.
Do you think so?
He's gonna try to restore his image, and it's gonna be interesting to see him do it. But
I don't think so. He's 76. He's like,
yeah, over. It's over.
I think it's. I mean. who cares at this point? He's not trying to get a new job. This is his last job he's got. Why does he give a shit? You know, the other two lawyers, the other lawyer, what's her name? She has, I forgot her name though. The other lawyer, the other main lawyer. I'm surprised she's, you know, because she's a lot younger than him. So
The blonde?
Yeah, the tall, older blonde.
Yeah.
Probably mid-50s or whatever.
I can't her name either.
It's Lynn. I forgot her name. Damn. Oh well. But I wonder what's going to happen with her, because that's just going to really bad for her career, defending Trump like this. You know.
I mean, I don't know. I feel two ways about that. Maybe I am a walking contradiction, but I feel like that's their job. I get that that's their job, but then I don't really know. I just feel like the vitriol against Trump and anyone that supported him became more offensive to me than Trump being offensive. Like at first I was so disgusted with Trump, and then the vitriol superseded all of that. Like, it's just like, that's not democracy either. And it's not, you're not supposed to make your political opponents your mortal enemy, you know, but they make it seem like this person is going to cause the destruction of Earth.
I know.
And so,
it's
you know,
disgusting.
And it's like, first of all, I talked to a scientist who explained to me that we're in a cycle and that the Earth goes in cycles, and he's not a Republican. He has nothing to lose, you know. He's just like, when these glaciers, when this warming happens, the rock underneath it is very smooth, and what that tells scientists is that this has happened before many times. And that there happens to be human negative impact on the Earth at the same time as we're having a cycle. So we do have our part in it, but we're not causing this change. Our Earth changes. We live on a moving, breathing planet, you know, like
66,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yeah. I feel dizzy right now just thinking about it.
So
but every time we have an earthquake here in LA, it's like, it reminds me, I live on a moving tectonic plates. Like everything that's an illusion of stability isn't, you know. And that's when I get a phone call from my friend Anna from Texas. Dinah, that is not an earthquake. They're saving children. Those are tunnels being blocked. They're blowing up tunnels and saving the children. Vote for Trump. Call me back. Click.
Yeah, I got a couple really hardcore Trump friends that used to be in bands with.
But see, she told me, like, her friend, they have all these friends that won't talk to them anymore, and they lost all these friends. And it's like, I'm not going to stop, like, loving people for their choice. Like, I understand that they live in Texas and that they used to live in California, and they still kind of had those views, but I just think it's wrong to do that to people. It's like, they have their perspective. Like, her dad got rich following what Trump, like, he read Trump's book and got rich following Trump's advice. So their family benefited directly from Trump. Of course they're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
follow it.
But everyone's like, oh, you support a racist. You guys are racist. It's like, no, it's not. That's not why. That's not why. So it's like really easy. And if you just can, like, call somebody a racist, then you're going to start manipulating. You can manipulate people really easily that way. You know, if you just play the race card. I'm not saying that that's not an issue. It definitely was. And I'm glad that Trump actually unearthed that shit, because so many people before Trump were saying, what racism? We're past that. What are you talking about? Yeah. And it's like, those people got riled up and like, no, it's real. Those Nazis that Operation Paperclip that we invited over to America. Yeah, they had kids. And you know what? They're not Hicks anymore. They go to Ivy League schools and they're carrying tiki torches. Okay. We have an issue.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, that stuff, I don't know. I just think, like,
Well, you know, you see some, I don't know if you ever seen these prison shows where they
All the time.
interview,
Lockup Raw, love it.
you know, when you get down to the human level with anybody, bad, good, whatever you want to, you know, you could start relating to them because if you're talking to them one on one or whatever, you can relate even with the baddest person. And even though they're really bad, you might think they're good, but it's all relative because they're locked up for a reason or whatever. But
Right.
my point is, you know, that when people get something out of something, they're going to like that person. They're going to back that person. I mean, it's obvious. Um, you know, I don't know. It's very confusing though, with both the media rolling with, you know, against each other like that. And there's no real, the media is not really just telling the facts and letting,
Right.
they have these pundits on every station telling how they think.
Exactly.
And then, you know, then you interpret some of that stuff as actual news. And that's where it gets confusing. I like just to hear facts, then I'll figure it out for myself, you know?
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
why I don't blame people. Thank you for helping me make my point. My point was I see what the media is doing. I see that people can't really they're powerless over propaganda. I mean, you got to be, you know, these slick videos that are very convincing. And who doesn't want to save the children? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it's a
So,
no-brainer.
yeah. So it's like, I don't blame anybody, but the people who are pumping that shit out. I don't blame anybody for any of it. Like, we're just all being, somebody had thrown that meme around about the old adage of like, if you put black ants and red ants in a jar, like they're
Hmm.
chill, they don't fight, but if you shake the jar, then they start, and you pour them out, they'll fight to the death. So it's like,
That's
who's
what
shaking the
media is
jar?
all about. They're shaking
Yeah,
the
they
jar.
shake the jar. So like, don't be mad at the other ants, be mad at who's shaking the jar. That's my message.
My thing is, you know, why I concluded that the drips might be actually planned thing
That's
because
an excellent name for a band, the
what
Drips.
the drips. There's got to be a
Yeah,
band named the drips.
the Drips. All right, sorry, I
Well,
interrupted
anyway,
you.
I think that, you know, they have to cut through the mainstream media, and the only way to cut through is to put something ridiculous that they did. The drips, I mean, it's cutting right through.
Yeah,
Even, you know, and even though that they, you know, they're covering the drips, they are talking about the meeting a little bit, the press
yeah,
conference a little bit, but they
right.
talk about the drips the most. But I think they planned the drips. What do you think?
I mean, you definitely made a compelling argument. I definitely didn't think that they.
What's your gut on this one?
I mean, it's dualistic because I
What's your
see
gut?
both.
You feel
I,
it or you don't feel it?
I mean, I can go with I my gut is that he did something new on a day he shouldn't have tried anything new.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you could really plan to sweat like that and drip right at the right moment. So
That's
that
true.
if he did, I'm going to give him some props. But he did, and I think it's his intention. So I think his intention, like he didn't plan on the drips, but his intention was to get the attention. And therefore his intention caused this to happen. But I don't think he planned specifically what was going to happen.
Yeah.
He just was going to pull some type of shenanigans. And it's very entertaining, I have to say. Like, it's entertaining because there's no threat. They're on their way out. And it's a hilarious downfall.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're going to end the episode here.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to just, chat with you.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show, and like to have you on for something else.
I'd love to. Let me know. Hit me up anytime.
Okay.
The interviewer with Beef Tech.